Hello, this is Lisa Russick with the podcast We Are All Psychic, and who's here if you're looking. It's Barbara with Barbara. Would you like to say hello?
Hi, everybody. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Barbara. I'm so glad you're back. And I'd love to ask you right away, do you still think we're all psychic for the millionth time?
I know we're all psychic,
You know,
and maybe I say that every time too, but I do.
probably should too, yeah. I should remember that you say no every time. I think I've remembered a couple times, and then I forgot. My memory's wacky.
We're old now, as we used to say.
That's
when we
true.
were younger.
It's a real thing, man. Menopause memory is a real thing.
It is. It is.
Yeah, and again, it lasts forever, it seems like. But we're not here to talk about menopause. We're here to talk about metaphysics.
Yes, yes.
So, Barbara, do you want to catch us up on what happened so listeners and watchers? If you don't know, Barbara is a regular guest on the show. Sometimes she channels Albert Einstein for us, and she's going to fill us in on what happened when you went to this convention, right?
I did. I went to a conference last July. I spoke on July 8th, 2025 in Barcelona. And the conference was the Science of Consciousness Conference. It was the 31st. And on the 30th, which was the year before, I was invited to do what they call a poster session. So it was my first application to speak.
Oh,
and yeah, and it was in Arizona. And they have these things called poster sessions, which is where they use a meeting room, and they just have these big like bulletin boards,
yeah,
like 35 of them, and they're all just stacked. I called it the trailer park of the conference. And then you have to make a big poster and stick it up there at a certain time, and then you just talk to people.
Okay, cool.
So after I did that, I graduated to where I was asked then to give a 25-minute talk.
Okay.
And that was in Barcelona, and it happened to be almost exactly to the day of Einstein's last manifesto that got read in London in 1955. He was already dead, but Bertrand Russell had written this with him before he died, and then they read it on July 9th, 1955. And it was all about urging governments to make peace because no one will survive World War III.
Yes.
And the fact that was chosen, and this is the 70th anniversary, and then it was my 70th birthday year. And I mean,
7, active waiting.
I know. And so I went to Barcelona, and I invited a very dear friend of mine who's also a wonderful PR person. She's promoted me in Romania, and I just invited her to come to do my media. And when she got there, it turned out that she was really in need of some physical healing, which I won't go into, but she needed, and she had been advised to, first of all, go to the Mediterranean and then go to Montserrat, which is a sacred monastery way up in the mountains outside of Barcelona.
Oh, wow.
So I had no idea that she was in need of this.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen her in a year.
Your okay, so weird.
So I was like an answer to her prayer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like she was home going, oh my God, I get to Montserrat. How am I going to get to Barcelona? And I said, hey, come on, I'll pay your airfare. I'll put the hotels up. Come on, do my media. And it was like, wow. And she didn't tell me till she got there.
Oh, she wanted to make sure it really happened, I guess.
Yeah. And so we were like 3 blocks from the Mediterranean in our hotel. And I mean, that alone was just.
That's beautiful. Can't imagine.
And then we took a train way out into the Spain, wherever outside of Barcelona, got off, and it was this mountain that was just straight up.
Oh, wow.
Straight up. And she had a dream the night before, and she's this amazing dreamer. And she said, I had this dream that the sky was like this turquoise way above us, and there were all these angels, and said, okay, we'll pay attention. So we go up, the tram.
Yeah.
And then you get up there and you walk up there, and in this monastery, is the Black Mary, the Black Madonna. And the story quickly behind it is that it was from the time of Jesus or whatever. And it got to Barcelona in like 377.
Okay.
Like way long ago.
Yeah.
And then Barcelona was going to be invaded by someone. So they took it allegedly up the mountain to hide it. And then they lost it.
Weird. And she
got lost.
Yeah.
Until the shepherd boys found it in a cave in like 800.
Like some random kids looking around and
right?
like not doing their job.
That it always works.
They're getting in a cave and they're shepherds.
Right? I was like, what? And then they built this monastery. Now, if you were to go straight up and then you get up there and you think, how did anybody build this in this year? Whatever year this monastery was, even if it was 1600.
Yeah.
Much less 800.
Yeah.
Because it's amazing. So anyway, so we get in there and they file in line and you get to the Black Madonna and she's behind glass. There's one little like ball. It's like this ball that's in her hand that you can touch the ball. You can't touch her. So it's almost like a
energetic touch of touching her. Yeah.
Kind of so you can
or something.
Say a prayer and extract that. And then you go down and behind her is this other little chapel. And we got back there and we looked up and there's this domed ceiling, all turquoise. And it's painted with angels with the idea that the angels built the monastery.
Yeah.
From the sky down. So the painting is the angels passing things down, to the religious people who are passing it down to the, people of the village, and they're building the thing. And we were just, it was so.
She said she saw the angels and then they came in at the end in the art. Yeah, right. It was carvings.
Yeah, it was painting on the dome. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so magical. That's really great. And how was she feeling after that experience? Did she feel better or anything?
We went on to Romania and did some other spiritual stuff. And then she took a turn for the worse. And she ended up near death and went into the hospital. And I did, and this, I'm not taking credit for anything. I'm just saying what happened was she asked me to do a channel for her. And I thought, wow, what do you say to somebody in that position?
Don't say no.
I guess not. I didn't say no. And I channeled this beautiful, it was like a vision of her in this just glowing, beautiful, bejeweled dress that had, light shining in 360 degrees and just this royal kind of, and it was probably about 15 minutes and she put it on tape loop. And before she went into the surgery, she said, I did not know I was this close to death. And then she came out and she had to have like stuff vacuumed out from behind her heart. And her answer was, oh, it's not as bad as they said. They have a new bio treatment for it. So you don't get chemo. You get this biological thing that I'm up on. And I can go home to my mom's and just recover.
Well, shucks.
It's either the Mediterranean, Maserat, my channeling. She's
when you were describing that image, it makes me think of in the tarot, the Queen of Wands.
Yeah,
and she has a life purpose, and it makes me think she has not done. Like that image is the beautiful Queen of Wands in her red garb and her rubies. I always think of her if she were to be a sorceress, she would be like all in fiery red, Victorian clothing or something. I don't know.
No, really, because when we went to Romania, I did a reading. We went to the top of that sacred mountain.
Yeah.
And I did a reading where they said she had been the Queen of Romania.
Wow.
And also,
did she remember it when that happened, when they told her?
Well, she always felt as a great affiliation to the Queen of Spain.
Okay.
Maybe in some reading, somebody had told her she also had been and she is I mean, if you ever met, you would know exactly this is absolutely true. Because everything about her is, she can't help it. She's just this real, you see her, she's like this regal, and that's her whole mission is beauty and compassion and love. But she's so anyway, so we go to the top of this mountain. We have this reading where she's not only the queen, but she was also a shepherd. And while we're at the top of the mountain, I swear to God, there were sheep up there.
Yeah.
And they followed us.
They
followed us. And they finally, when it was raining and we had to go in the little cafe place at the top of the tram, they stopped the tram during the thunderstorm. They came right up to the windows. Aww. It was so interesting. And then when we walked down, we went to the Romanian Queen's palace. It was the smaller palace she had built off the big palace where we were.
Yeah.
So we went to tour that. And in her bedroom, which was just like this gold, everything was solid gold all over the walls. There was this little chest in the middle of the room on a little pedestal. And the guide said the Queen of Romania was exiled at the end of her life by her son.
Ooh.
From after her king died, she had an affair with the head of the cavalry. And her son exiled her to Bulgaria, which was where she died. And that box was, they had gone back and gotten her heart. And it was in that box.
Whoa.
And I said later to who looks at the heart of the queen that you happen to be?
Yeah.
And then part of her thing was, all around the heart.
Right.
And then, so it's almost like the queen had to die in body to die at home.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Right? Rather than Bulgaria.
Yeah.
So it's so interesting. And I don't know what to make of it.
All the non-coincidences. I mean, and the things that she learned going through this experience and trying to keep her health alive, just going through the effort of finding the beauty in her life while she was doing it. And then, it works out, right? So, and maybe that's why. I imagine I do a psychic podcast. I would say there's a lot of real good love in her life that she asked for help and it came,
Yeah, definitely. Yes, but back to the speaking.
Yes.
So I am speaking, they call it concurrent sessions.
Okay.
And there's 5 of us under a certain topic, and ours was afterlife, reincarnation.
Okay.
And I was last.
Oh.
And I had made the mistake when they said you have to come 15 minutes before you speak to load up your program. They meant 15 minutes before the concurrent session started.
Oh no! Did you come in when it was like, oh.
It was if everything that you feared to go wrong could go wrong.
I'm so sorry, Barbara. That's
the beauty is that I was a superstar through every last minute of it. Like I was like,
I know you
as my hair is falling out because I'm so stressed, and I'm thinking to myself, no, if I have to stand up here and just tell them what I've told people for 30 years, I'll do that. But luckily it all worked out. And what was so interesting was Deepak Chopra came into the beginning of the concurrent session. It was packed. There were 4 other concurrent sessions, and there was pretty much nobody at them, but everybody was here. Deepak came in, he comes right up to the front, he sits down. And I'm thinking to myself, because I had given Deepak a book at the last.
I remember that story.
Remember? Yeah. So I'm like, oh, he's here. He's here to me. And like the first 3 people speak, and then the next guy speaks. And when you only got 25 minutes, and you're done. 25 minutes. They
play the music at the Oscars, and you're done. Yeah.
So the kid gives this presentation. This young man gives a presentation. And I don't remember what it was. It was maybe about a research study he did about cell phones that receive messages from people who've passed on.
I believe in that. Yeah. I
Yeah.
believe in that.
He did this study about it. So it was really
Cool.
interesting.
Yeah.
And right before his Q&A, because he got 5 minutes for question, Deepak stands up and just starts talking about something that didn't have anything to do with that.
Yeah.
Like he was giving us this little lecture about reality and the nature of reality and illusion. And I was thinking to myself, this kid is paid good money to come to Barcelona. And you just stand up and start taking up his time and taking up our time. And then he left.
Huh. Maybe he just had to deliver a message to that kid. Did it make sense in any way, like a message directly to him or anything?
No, he wasn't talking to him.
Oh, wow. Weird.
He was just, yeah, it felt just a little weird. Like,
Maybe
and
he sleepwalks.
I don't know
I mean, the
anymore
whole
about
thing of coming
anything.
in and out is weird to me too, you know? Like coming in, sitting there for a minute, saying something, and leaving. It's
Yeah,
weird. It sounds like sleepwalking.
it does.
Well, I
It
had a
does.
stepson who sleepwalks.
I
And
used
he would
to.
do very strange things when I actually, because usually you didn't catch him. He was really good at not being caught, but I would catch him sometimes. And, okay, get your blanket. Okay.
Yeah, it's a weird thing to wake up in the living room, you know?
Well, no, he would walk. I worked it overnight, so he couldn't, after a while, he couldn't hide the sleepwalking because I was working overnight in the living room and his door was right next to it. So he would sleepwalk into where I was working and I'd send him back to bed before he turned the clock
Oh,
back.
that's nice. No, I would wake up in the living room.
Oh, you would.
When
You're a
I was
sleepwalker. You're a
yeah.
sleepwalker.
Well, I was when I was a kid,
Okay.
and I'd wake up in the living room.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Maybe
it
he
kind of
was
got me.
sleepwalking.
It got me used to sort of being jolted awake. It got me used to sort of being aware of, because when you wake up and you're in the living room and you have that confusion and then you have to like pull your senses together to go, wait a minute, what is this? But anyway, so all right, so I get up there and they finally get the thing, like they get my presentation because I have this incredible video that I produced about the unified field theory and the map of human consciousness and compassion is the fifth fundamental force. And we finally got it up there. But I was telling them the story about writing these books and being so skeptical myself. And when Einstein told me that the center of the earth was really the source of everything and it operated like a black hole, like that was 2005. I did that with him.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't say that in front of people. I
You
have
don't
no
know what's
idea
happened
if
since
that's even.
then. Yeah, you don't know. It's like, but did you doubt it or did you say it?
Well, I mean, I said it, but I still doubted it. It took me a long time to feel comfortable. And I had this little thing where I'd say, okay, I'm not trying to convince you this is Einstein. Okay. Like just in case something I was about to say was absolutely ridiculous, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'd say, listen to what he says. And then you tell me what you think it is. Because I want to know, is this possible?
Still doubt it. I understand that. I still doubt my mediumship experiences, even if they're telling me, yes, they said that to me every day of my life. No.
But that's different than knowing if this scientific theory
is correct to all these scientists. Yes, it's huge.
And what I'm saying is,
to me, it's like the same thing. It is the same thing because this is woman's daughter or something, and she's passed away. To me, it's like that sensitive.
Right.
But this is like your reputation on the line kind of thing.
Well, it's that same suspended belief for both. You know what I mean? Like when you go, is this really her aunt? Or, it's the same as, is this really?
I know, that's what I meant. That's what I was talking about.
Exactly. Yes, really I meant to agree with that. Yes. So, but what happened was when I'm presenting this to this group, and I said this very story, I'm supposed to say this. 3 different people were like, yes, that's right. It's the black hole. It's the center of the earth. And I was just like,
what did I say?
I've been vindicated.
It was happening. It was right.
And then I saw Nassim Haramein, who is a huge unified field actual physicist, top of the line. He was at the conference. Say the very thing.
Oh, that's really cool, man.
So I don't think he like heard it from me, but us bringing this into the conversation.
It was whisper on the wind.
We were.
That's really cool, Barbara, man.
So it was really a profound experience.
And I love that you tell like all the sides of all the different parts of it. You know, it's like so fascinating. I felt like I was there just seeing all these things like, wow. And I just can't imagine the energy of all these different types of people there who believe all these different things and have it to present and know all these different things that we don't, you know, or maybe they are still in places where it's mixed up still. Whereas, for me it is sometimes. Like we just discussed, you know, I'll be a little afraid that the mediumship won't be correct in a situation with like a really personal situation. And I'm like, okay, I just got to say what they're telling me to say, like you did. You know, it's just the only option I really have, you know? And so isn't it really when it comes down to it?
Well, and then like I had this happen. I was in Hawaii years ago and I was I didn't know, although I had a vision, I was going to get married to my future ex-husband in Hawaii. And I didn't, I told him and he said, I don't think anybody's getting married. So just be okay with it. And I get these things that say, ask that person to come to a channeling session. Cause I was going to do, it's like the guy at the lighthouse, the ranger.
Yeah.
The woman in the clothing store. Yeah. But like you said, okay. You
knew this is what was being told to you. And
but still you're watching and being amazed, right, at how it goes. Yeah. So anyway, so we get to the lighthouse and I hear the voice say, ask him. And I said, no. I said, I'm not doing it. I did it with the lady in the store and I'm not going to do it. And it's like, okay. So the next day we were driving back to the airport to pick up my best friend who was flying in from another island. And who was parked right in front of us?
No.
The ranger from the lighthouse. And they said, now will you? And then they turned out to be really old friends. The woman in the store and the guy at the lighthouse.
No way. And they hadn't connected in a long time or anything. Oh my gosh.
And they both show up at our condo door at the same time. And we're like, it's like,
I don't know how it would happen already, I guess, you know.
Oh my gosh.
I love that. That's such a beautiful moment. I'm kind of curious, why did that happen? Were you kind of feeling a way and maybe you needed some magic in your life? Maybe the things that give you the magic in life came through and brought you some?
Well, that particular trip where we actually did end up getting married, was also, I had this very peculiar experience. I don't think I've ever had it since. But Hawaii, have you ever been to Hawaii? Yeah. It's really, the veil is so.
I want to live.
I know.
Live there.
I know. Beautiful. It's so non-existent. And so I was having these visions at night that there were these sort of sparkly lights coming out of the closet in the house that we were staying in. And I was just watching, you know.
Yeah.
But one night there was this huge piercing light that was coming in through the window, and then these little twinkly lights were coming out of the closet, and suddenly like these two, and this just sounds so ridiculous, but I went downstairs the next morning and told everybody to make sure that, you know, I said it.
Yeah.
These two Hawaiian warriors, and they were standing at the end of the bed, and there was this just really straight white light and with these twinkly lights on the side.
Yeah.
And I sat there in wonder, you know, for a while, and sort of looked at my sleeping future ex-husband and then looked back and would go, is this just like headlights, you know, from the cars outside? And then it was like, I kind of fell asleep. And when I woke up, I knew the room was dark and there were headlights out there. And I knew it wasn't headlights.
The aliens?
No. So we had found the woman at the clothing store led us to the woman with the wedding place at the end of the island. She was a person who married people.
Oh, that's no. And she had the light?
Well, when we went out there to talk to her, me and my best friend, to see who is this woman that this woman says is going to marry us at the end of the island in this house that was allegedly built on Pele's bedroom.
Well, how romantic.
7-acre under the bulk, whatever. And so we go out there, and I had an Elvis hat on, and she sat down. She goes, "Have you seen him?" And I said, "No." "Why?" And she said, "Because there's this story about Elvis being here, and here's the story." She said, I was watching one night outside, and I saw these lights coming out of the ocean. It was these really straight lights with these sparkly lights on the side. And they moved up the valley, up over the top. And I turned on the police scanner, and people were reporting this, seeing this lights coming. And later on, there's a woman who claims to be from Venus, and if you don't believe it, it's still a good cocktail party fodder. But she said this was the spirit of Elvis, who had come back to wait to pass on his mission, because he came here, he believed in angels.
He did, yeah.
He came
very,
here,
very much, yeah.
About world peace, and he didn't do it. So he was waiting here to pass the torch to the next person who was going to take the peace mission forward. She's telling me, this stranger.
Yeah.
And luckily Teresa was here, because I was just like, and so I told her what my vision, and she said, "Oh, well, those were the warriors who escort you down into the sacred valley."
Okay.
To receive, I guess, your award. And Elvis was the first worldwide live broadcast of anything.
Really?
Live from Kauai. Blue Hawaii. Live from Kauai.
Oh, no way. I didn't know that. Wow.
Yeah. And then, we took one of the last things we did was we took a helicopter ride, and I got in, and I have a little teddy bear. I was carrying a teddy bear, and Dave was doing whatever. And the pilot turns around with that smile, looked just like Elvis. And I was like, no, it just isn't, it can't be. But I was like, okay, this is Hawaii.
Hawaii is magical.
Isn't
it's
it?
the only place I've ever felt like home ever in my entire life. And I was only there for a week, or 2 weeks. And it was just.
What island were you on?
I was on Oahu, and I spent a lot of time around the Brigham Young area, because that's where I was there for a math competition, and we stayed at Turtle Bay on Oahu. I don't know if you know. I don't even know if it's still there.
I don't know Oahu.
Okay, I think it was Oahu. I mean, it's the one with Waikiki. That's where we were. Isn't that Oahu?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. And with the big mountain, the Diamond
Head, yes.
Diamond Head, yeah, Diamond Head. And I did get to go snorkeling when I was there, and that was magic. So, have you been to Hawaii? You've been to Hawaii then, yeah.
Yeah, I got married there.
That's where you are. That's where that happened, was in Hawaii.
Okay. Yeah, it was on Kauai. Yeah.
Hawaii. Oh, that's like one of the smaller islands, isn't it?
Yes. It's a lot different. Especially the north side of it is not like Oahu, or.
It's not touristy. It's kind of from what I had a client who lived in Hawaii on one of the smaller islands. And her life just seemed like a dream to me, hearing about it, It did.
Yeah.
I always loved hearing about it. And they're all active there, they like they enjoy it there. They enjoy themselves in Hawaii. They're rowing, and they're swimming, and they're diving, and, they're having fun with the water and the animals in the water. And it smells delicious there too. Not delicious like food, but it just smells really good in Hawaii, on the plumeria.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Barbara, when you came back from this convention, how did you feel about it? How did you feel about your presentation and everything that happened to you?
It was so magical, even in, the fact that I just totally screwed up and felt really put on the spot. I think to have that kind of reception from people, because they
Yeah.
were really super receptive. And people thanked me afterwards. Thank you for being so courageous. And I
That
never
is
thought of
courageous.
it. I know. And I think there's a part of me that, and this is just like when you grow up in trauma, there's a kind of an envelope that you push just to like,
Yeah,
like to
sometimes.
feel alive or to get this stuff out of you. And you just go do stuff that maybe isn't the best thing for you, but it takes some courage.
Yes.
And so I come by it so naturally that when they
You're a
said
risk
that,
taker.
I am.
I am
And I
too.
think I wonder if it's because I grew up that way. Like I had to take a risk to maneuver through the trauma that was being thrown at me as a
Yes.
child. So, but now when I got back, honestly, Lisa, I felt like a huge chapter of my life had concluded.
Really
Yeah.
interesting. Wow.
That all of these years, I first channeled Einstein in 1998.
Yeah.
And through all of the years, and channeling in 2005, and the book I put out in 2016, and all of the many Einsteins, I felt like this question, is it really him? Is this theory that he's given us that was also the sort of the theory of conflict revolution, which was our
Yeah.
process of dealing with conflict? But is the science viable?
Yeah.
And the answer was, oh my God, yes.
Yes.
And maybe what was really important was, how it is when we don't validate ourselves. So people can tell you all day long how pretty you
Yep.
are. And you just
Doesn't work.
go, no, I'm fat.
Just like with me and my guides and my baby. No, I don't need to quit. Everybody needs to quit. Everybody knows this. An idiot. Chosen.
I know. And until we can tell ourselves, I'm beautiful, or you can say to yourself,
So you had a
yes, I need
personal
to.
journey that this is all about you, really. Is that kind of what you figured out? Not it's
Well,
all about me.
no, it's all
Einstein
about me.
coming to you and showing you that you have this worth. On a personal level, it sounds like that to me.
Yes. And that I reached this moment where the people were actually telling me,
Yeah.
and it was reflecting what I already knew. So it wasn't like feeding this empty hole. It was like,
Right.
and that was the good news for me, was
Yes.
that it brought it to an end, right? That was the good news, was that, okay, I don't have to wonder anymore. I don't have to worry about it. I know without a doubt that what I've just done is, and so that's leading to this next whatever phase at 70 years old I'm going to start.
What's happening next? Are you going to continue working with Einstein, or are you going to?
Well, I will absolutely continue doing what I do, as far as channeling, and I've got a class coming up too, how to live an intuitively driven life, because I think I do a pretty good job of it.
You do.
And I'd like to show you how to do it.
I don't know how you got to Barcelona. Just kidding. Just kidding.
No, I know.
I just remember our podcast where we both talked about we're good at manifesting stuff, but not money, right? And then you were saying in that podcast, you learned other ways to manifest other things that you needed, not the money, but the things, right? And I love that. I've always remembered that.
Yes. And the same here. And what's interesting is out of the blue, I manifested this man. His name is Noah Perlis. And he's a lawyer. He lives in New York City.
Yeah.
Very generous. He does pro bono work. He's for years and years, he was sort of nonprofit marketing strategies. And so he donates his time to people who have really good causes that he wants to help get out into the world.
Oh, wow. That's so cool.
And he and apparently a group of investors have committed to turning around this incredibly iconic New York City radio station, FM radio, 102.7.
Yeah.
From a music station to a talk radio.
Fun.
And this station was in the 60s, the first to play the Beatles. They were the first to broadcast stereo.
They're new. They're like hip.
And so it's a very iconic. Now, of course, you can get it online, but you get it only in New York City radio station, 102.7.
Nashville has some stations like that.
Yeah. And so he's been charged with creating all of these new shows with different topics, and somehow they found me. And it's so funny. This is it too, where his associate reached out to me and I said, well, I'll read a proposal. And I read the proposal. And one of the things I don't want to do is get guests.
Yeah.
I'm too old.
Like interviewing?
I don't. I did it for a couple of years. Yeah. I know. I think there's people who are really good at it, and it's not that, but it's not for me. It's just, and I don't want to get sponsors.
Yes.
I don't
get your own sponsors. Yeah.
Well, this was the proposal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I wrote back to his associate and I said, this sounds like a dream come true, except for this and this. So thank you very much. I'm sure you don't want to, talk anymore.
Yeah.
And the next day, he forwarded an email from Noah that said, if you're really psychic, I'm not giving up.
Did you know he wasn't giving up?
I don't think in those terms.
No, you don't. You don't. I was wondering if you had a sense when you sent that email. Thank you very much. Did you have a sense you'd hear from him? I'm just curious.
I don't know if I had a sense as much as I felt so completely smug with myself for saying no. Because
I love it. I love your honesty. You're so fun.
It's just when you get this age and you've been through all I've been through, I'm not going to do what I don't want to do.
No,
for nothing.
I've been offered positions on networks with this, but I don't want to do it because lots of reasons.
Lots of reasons.
Yeah.
And so I spent 3 hours on the phone with him to find out a whole lot about him. And since then, this is probably, 6-7 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm completely impressed with his compassion, his punctuality, his breadth of knowledge, his living up to his word, his clarity of intention, his continued communication and pursuit of bringing this it's a big project, what he's doing.
It really is. Yeah.
So we've been talking about what kind of show, would be that thing you want to tune into.
What are you thinking so far? Do you have any ideas?
Well, I've been through a bunch of stuff. At one time I was thinking, remember Frasier?
Yes, I love Frasier.
I know. I wanted a call-in conflict resolution show.
Ooh,
right?
Ooh, that's perfect. That's a great way to have interview.
Yes.
That would be perfect. Yeah.
And then I can slice and dice and, and, but also, and this almost appeals to me more, but is the psychic sorority and the Einstein readings.
Yeah.
And I thought, what if I did a show where, because you get 52 minutes, right? So you divide it up into 3 segments, 17 minutes apiece.
Yeah.
And just do a question.
Yeah.
I'll call you up and say, hey, will you do a question with me this week?
Yes.
And that way I can start to reach out to all of the many podcasters who have supported me because I don't want to do it and reciprocate, except it's New York City, 1.some million people.
Yeah, we get a lot of exposure that way because it's a big famous radio station that a lot of people tune into, even on the internet, to listen to see what's going on because they're new. They have the new stuff coming in. What people are looking at that they haven't even known they're looking at yet. It sounds like, I love that. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So I'd really be honored if you did invite me in there.
Well, I might just, after we're done here, have a conversation with you because I'm doing my pilot.
Okay. Oh,
I told him I would do a pilot this week. And
yes. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yes. We will talk about that. And listeners and watchers, I have got like a hair in my mouth. He's like, the cat is a Gandalf hair. And he's not even in here. How'd that happen?
As if he carries all his hair around with him everywhere he goes.
Right. He doesn't need all that hair.
He doesn't leave it all over the house.
Oh, Barbara, that's just such great news. I am so happy for you, and you deserve it more than anyone. I think you work your butt off. Let's put it that way.
Thank you so much.
Working, and you deserve it. And I think it's going to be great for you.
Thank
And
you.
I guess I feel like it's a good time to say goodbye to Al for the for our time together right now for
You
this
know,
podcast.
let's just save it. Let's save it. Let's do one
That's what I'm
that's
saying.
really
Let's
going to
not
be,
do Al today. I think he's resting.
yeah. Let's do a show dedicated to
Okay, yeah,
a
definitely.
channel.
Let's
Like,
do
so we can
that.
get into some meat of it rather than having
Yeah,
just a
definitely, because
little
we don't have much
snippet.
time to really like dig in like we usually do. You're right. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so where can the listeners find out about you, more about you? And you get barbarwith.com and
Barbara with BARBARAWITH, just in case. And yeah, I've got a new class coming up. And I also I have some offerings. Like if you have a triad, if you have two other people, two other women maybe you've been working with, I do triad coaching
okay.
to
Okay.
help.
The dynamic of three.
Yes. And you know how it is when you're studying and you get all excited about these things. And when there's more than one of you,
Yeah.
you know, sharing in the magic and the discovery. And it's
Yeah.
based on the psychic sorority, which was Kim and Teresa and I when I first started doing groups back in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And we did, it was so much growth in the
Yeah.
synergy
Yeah.
of being committed to the magic and the responsibility
It
of.
is, yeah. My life is pretty much that way because I don't have many friends at all. If I do, I do have friends, but they're all over the country from the podcast. I met them and through my work, but like locally, I still haven't really made any friends. And when I do, it just hasn't worked out. So um,
I think this
yeah,
is the world we live in too, where our closest friends, and why not? Because I too have accessed people all over the world
yeah,
and feel so close and connected in that kind of psychic sorority sense.
yes,
And then when I go into the real world, I think I've learned to not expect
expect exactly.
that
That's what I do.
from that. Yeah. I mean, it took a while though, because you want it. You want to be able to be face to face with people who are going to get
Yeah.
you.
And I just
But
find those times very valuable because most of those times for me are on the podcast, but and also with these friends I've made on the podcast, like you, we've had discussions, and there's other women and a couple of the men I've met on the podcast that I just have friendships with. We touch base here and there, or a couple of them we're really good friends, and we tell our deepest, darkest secrets. But we're like Everclear advisors, and we've known each other for like 5 years. So around year three, we start opening some doors. Well, this is
now
really
is
in my private life.
Everclear a platform?
Yes, and they are our sponsor. So,
Oh,
great,
Everclear.
yeah, great introduction. Everclear.com is or Everclear Advice app in the app stores. It is a place where you can get advice from psychics and empaths, so you can get the clarity you need to create the life you deserve. That's Everclear. And so it's kind of like a platform for psychics and empaths to give you advice. And that's kind of how
Yes.
they did it instead. And they don't let you do mediumship on there, oddly. So they never did explain to us why not. But I think it's because it's
You
in an
mean
app.
you
You
oh,
know?
so you're not supposed to speak to those who have passed on? Is that what you mean?
Right.
Oh.
They don't let us do that. They just never have it.
Oh.
Why? But the only thing I can think of really, and we've all conjectured on the forum, they gave us a forum. They won't tell us, but the only thing I can really conjecture is that it is pitched as an advice app. So you
Uh
maybe it look a little wonky if you're getting your advice from grandma every time, and that would probably pull some people in, that don't need that. Just talk to grandma
yes.
every 5 minutes, and it's tearing them apart through the death process and stuff. And
Yes, I
that's
agree.
what I
I
think they
agree.
wanted to avoid
That's
with
smart.
advice.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be my guess anyway.
I called upon it wasn't that particular app. It was years ago when I was going through a terrible, terrible time. And my feeling about it, I found this new appreciation for that kind of advice.
Yeah,
Not so much like I'm going to test you to see
no,
how good a psychic you are.
that's not
But
how these lines are anymore.
yeah, it's like, oh, um, here's
There are
me.
people who will do that, but not many. Not many. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Because
Yeah.
I just found even if they were lying to me, they were giving me hope at a time in a present moment time where I really didn't want to be here.
Yeah.
So even though what they were telling me did not turn out to be,
Yeah.
I understood how important it was for me to be able to call them in the middle of the night and just connect with somebody who cared.
That's exactly a big part of it. And what a lot of it's turned into is spiritual counseling, kind of.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think a lot of times it starts with talking about a romance or an attraction that you just can't explain. You know, you got this attraction to somebody or a woman or a man, usually women, they're usually in a relationship with him at some point and or recently, you know, and there was a breakup and they don't understand what happened because it was going well. That's usually my scenario. And then what it's doing is they're opening this door to why is this one so important to me? You know, why is this one the one that other people have done this, but this one's really getting me? So I'm going to call it psychic and see why. And it turns into going into about who they are and why they feel this way about themselves and that person and other people and what happened to them when they're and these are the ones I love working with to get in there and they can really explore their spiritual sides,
Yes.
you know, and get to why they've been experiencing things, maybe cycles even, you know, and they can stop them if they want to, give them options for what they can do to get away from that kind of pattern or to heal the love that's not requited. Or maybe wait until it is, you know, because some of those men that in this situation with women and men want to wait, you know, they're scared a lot of the time of commitment and stuff like that, from what I've seen. Um, and the women kind of want it faster than the men do a lot of times. They want the words. Not always. Sometimes the men want it faster than the women too.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not as typical because men, but you know what, I've realized a lot more men are calling the psychic phone lines now for honest readings, not to just mess with the readers or anything. But I've had, and I have this in the shop I work at Cosmic Connections in Nashville, just men come in and get readings. That's normal. You know, so that's just amazing to me, you know, and that younger men, usually the younger generation men, and it's just like normal to them to do that kind of here. Or if they've never
Yeah.
had a reading, they're not like, you know,
Yeah.
scared.
Right.
You know, what's happening.
What's that?
Yeah. They know what to expect, kind of, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of cool, I think. But yes, I guess at this point, I just want to say thank you again, Barbara. I love having you come on the show every single time.
I know. I love it too. And we need to
Every single time.
talk more anyway. But
Yes, we will. We will talk more. It's I predict it. I predict it. Everything that
wait,
happened.
me too. Me too. It's a double prediction. It's a
Double
double
prediction.
vision. We're both
Need a third
psychic.
out there. Come on, third out there. You're doing it too, aren't you? Oh yeah, we got a whole bunch of
Here.
listeners going like this, watchers.
Like this angel behind is kind of doing it here.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, that's hilarious.
oh,
Oh, I love you to death. And thank you so much. And listeners and watchers. And Barbara, do you love the listeners and the watchers? I
I
see this already, didn't I?
I can't say how much I love and just go on to my website and here's the deal is that if you say that you heard me here, that you heard about it here, then you can just buy a half hour reading and I'll give you an hour.
Oh, she will too, and you'll love it.
Yeah. It's a
That's a
lot of
really good deal.
information.
That's a really good deal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys mentioned we're all psychic, Barbara with. She'll hit
Yep.
you up with a good reading, and you will not regret it at all. You'll be very happy about it. And again, thank you. Listeners, love you so much. Peace out. Hope you have a great time wherever you may be. Bye.